Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Sipping with Souls, the Sunday episode. Happy to be back with y'all, man. Happy to be back. Yes. Happy to be back on my favorite social media marketing podcast to give y'all all the tea, all the advice, all things going on in the content world, giving y'all advice from one of the vets in the game. I'm a vet now, chat. I'm a vet now. When did I start doing YouTube? I think it was literally 2015, 2016 was when I set out to do it seriously. Oh my God, I've been doing this for a decade. A decade. Oh God. I don't think I took off till like 2017, 2018, but in terms of like really trying to push to do it seriously, vet, decade in, chat, been through a lot. I feel like I've literally done everything there is to do as a content creator to some sort of degree. And I feel like one thing I do definitely pride myself in my content career is being a jack of all trades. Unfortunately, a master of none, but also fortunately a jack of all trades. I feel like I cover a lot of bases when it comes to the things that I can talk about. I have a lot of credibility in terms of the short form game, the long form game, YouTube streaming, podcasting, Twitter, all these different things, live. Pretty sure I already mentioned live. But nevertheless, I'm not here to flex. Hopefully everyone is doing well, man. Hopefully everyone had a great and safe weekend/week. Hopefully everyone is doing good. Hopefully everyone is doing great. May has been very, very eventful for me. Very, very eventful for me. And June looks like, well, first of all, May ain't even done. DreamCon is next weekend. So for anyone listening, Let's Keep It a Buck and myself will be there for DreamCon weekend. I will also be pseudo celebrating my bachelor party weekend that weekend. So that should be interesting. That should be interesting. Playoffs, we got the conference finals. There's a lot going on in the content B-Souls world right now. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, listen, if you love these podcasts, leave a like on this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a 5-star review on audio platforms. Shout out to the audio people out there. Also, follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. That's where you're going to find a lot of the clips that I post from this podcast, and that's just been my main platform this year. I ain't gonna lie. I'm pushing heavy on Instagram now. Heavy. It's damn near like my main platform outside of Twitter, outside of YouTube. Like YouTube is, that's baby. You know what I'm saying? That's home. That's family. But outside of that, where I interact with the most, Twitter and Instagram. Instagram's catching up, though. I ain't gonna lie. So check me out on Instagram, man. Check me out on Instagram. But what do we have on the docket today? I want to talk about Streamer University, y'all. Streamer University has been the biggest talking point on the timeline over this last week. A lot of drama involved in this. Honestly, to be expected, though. Told y'all this in the beginning. And we not even there yet. You know what I'm saying? But when you purposely build an environment where you got 200 clout-hungry motherfuckers in the same environment, even if it is online, even if it's not official yet, yeah, shit's gonna get toxic. And then when you add a draft process to that, certain people will get picked, certain people, like, it's gonna get messy. But we'll get into that here in a second. Apparently, certain streamers, certain creators are also losing brand deals and not caring about it. I don't know. And I also want to talk about the Kick streamers, man. The Kick streamers, Kick as a platform is just so interesting now. And it's such a different platform than what it was a year ago. Both at the top level and just looking at the platform now, it is so different. In honestly a good way. But we'll get into that as well today. Hopefully everyone is doing good. Hopefully everyone is doing great. I want to start off here kind of sort of on the NBA media side of things. I don't want to get too basketball heavy here, but low-key does have to do with media. That's the main thing I really want to take away from this, because somehow a basketball play has turned into an NBA media circus. And for those who do not know, the WNBA season kicked off kicked off over these last couple of days. Opening night was actually 2 days ago, but I believe that was the same night an NBA game was on. And like, I'm pretty sure the WNBA deliberately scheduled it that way so that the real opening night is the second night of games, where they had the Aces play the Liberty, and they also had the Indiana Fever play the Chicago Sky. And I'm not gonna lie, I was actually very, very happy about discourse going into that Sky Fever game, because the sentiment on the timeline mostly was, at least from you know what I'm seeing, is yo, finally we can just talk about hoop. You know what I'm saying? Finally we can just, like, this is, if there is a rivalry here, it's just basketball. But it seemed like the toxicity has gone away. You know, we're just chilling, we're just vibing now. It didn't even make sense in the first place. Like, everyone was starting to recognize that the rivalry was manufactured. Like, it was, you know, hella nasty propaganda that ultimately was just unnecessary. However, after watching the game, the discourse is back. I'm sorry, the discourse is back. For those who do not know, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark got into, it's not even an altercation. Angel Reese was trying to go up for a layup, right? Caitlin Clark essentially intentionally fouls her. You know, it was a hard foul, definitely a hard foul. But, you know, instead of giving up an easy two to Angel Reese, send her to the fucking line. Ultimately, that's what she was trying to go for. I guess there was a little bit of a extra shove at the end of it, right? Angel Reese gets up, start pressing Caitlin, right? We even got the mouth readers on the timeline. Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yo, you acting crazy. That's what Angel Reese apparently said. And then, you know, post game, I think during the game, they actually asked Caitlin Clark about the play already. Game ain't even over yet. She says, I mean, I was just trying to foul her, trying to send her to the line. You know, it was just a basketball play. You know, every basketball player knows that, right? Go to the post game conference, they get asked the same questions. Caitlin Clark says it was just basketball. Let's just keep it pushing. Angel Reese says it was just basketball. Let's keep it pushing. But my God, I am so sad because we were so close to being so progressive in the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese conversation, but a meaning, like a foul, like this is what I've got. Like it's just so crazy because me and my girl were literally watching the game, saw the play, immediate tweet from me. Here go the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark conversations. People are about to get their think pieces off. And it was just, bro, it was like, my thing is, what is it going to take at this point for these two to play physical and emotional basketball against each other and for people to not get their think pieces off? What is it going to take? Because the amount of think pieces I've seen after this game about the double, but if the roles were reversed, what would have happened? Some people, I'm glad Cece's getting a revenge on Angel after all of last year. It's just, it's so tiring. It is so, it's tiring. It's predictable. I am so done with the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark discourse. But as a person who, you know, talks about media, talks about, you know, basketball, talks about the NBA, WNBA, I definitely have to, you know, get my piece on it. But I am just so done with this discourse because it's at a point where people have chosen their side, right? People have chosen their sides. It's at a point where every little thing is being magnified. It's at a point where every little thing is a talking point. It's at a point where everyone is using every little thing to get their shitty ass takes off. When in reality, again, you don't care about Caitlin Clark. You don't care about Angel Reese. You don't care about who's a better basketball player. You don't care about the W. You don't care about none of this. But all of this is just propaganda for you. All of this is just to get your shit off. All of this is just grifting. And I'm tired of it, bro. I'm also recording this at midnight. Like, I'm legitimately tired of it. That's why I'm sounding like this. I am legitimately tired of the discourse. Because it's so forced. It's so not genuine. There's certain discourses that, like, every single time some minuscule detail comes up, I just know the timeline about to get going. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is one of them. Tori and Meg is one of them. DDG and Hallie is one of them. Shannon Sharp and his shenanigans is one of them. And it's just like, bro, same talking points every time. It's at a point where y'all just like to argue. Like, y'all just like to argue. Y'all like the engagement that y'all get about from the tweets that y'all make during these situations. That's what it is. There's no discourse happening. There's no progression happening. No change being made. Y'all are just yapping. And it gets tiring. It gets tiring. But hey, that's just a theory, a game theory. Am I right, chat? In terms of what I'm drinking today, I just got some water, y'all. Keeping it simple, keeping it light. I don't know if it's just me, excuse me. I have a checkup tomorrow. The day before my checkup, man, I could have had really bad eating weeks. That day before my appointment, though, it's going to be on top that day. You know what I'm saying? And to be fair, I've actually had some pretty decent eating weeks as of lately. But it's just, as a fat dude growing up, man, checkup day is one of the worst days. Because every time you hop on that scale, they're going to be like, so you gain more weight, huh? And you're just going to be like, yeah. They're going to tell you the exact... Nah, let me not get into that bag. Let me not get into that bag. But yeah, I'm just drinking water. Poland Spring, the best budget water out there. The best daily water out there. Fight me. I don't think this is in the class of like core water or essential at all, but that's not what you buy it for. This is the bulk buy. You know what I'm saying? This is the bottle going up against Great Value, going up against Kirkland. You know what I'm saying? Going up against Wellesley Farms. Like this is the comp. And out of that, this is the best one. So shout out to Poland Spring. Sponsor me, please. I fuck with y'all heavy. Okay. Let's get into the meat and fucking potatoes of this stream. Okay. Streamer University. So, very, very anticipated announcement from Kai Cenat. Over the last couple of days, he has gone on stream to announce the professors and the students at Streamer University. For those who don't know, Streamer University is a event that Kai is hosting, I believe just for a weekend, at most a week. Where he's going to get a bunch of content creators. He's going to fly out a bunch of content creators to this university that I'm assuming he rented out or whatever, this facility that he rented out. People are going to use this as a place to create content. You know what I'm saying? Kai will obviously be streaming it as well. And, you know, the theme here is to essentially provide opportunities for small streamers to blow up. Or not even small streamers, but just want to create W content. But, you know, Kai being the you know, biggest streamer that he is, you know, the appeal here is this is an opportunity for small streamers, for people who don't have much exposure on this shit, to get a bunch of exposure, being in an environment hosted by the biggest streamer, but also being in an environment that's going to be streamed by other really big streamers, other people with platforms, and it's going to create this ecosystem that everyone ultimately at the end of the day should theoretically gain from it. You know what I'm saying? One way or the other. But there's limited spots. Not everyone can be a professor. Not everyone can be a student. And I do have the list over here, and there were 120 accepted students, and then the professors... This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 professors right? And we got 120 students plus Kai Cenat. And the names that he has picked has definitely caused some uproar, a lot of uproar actually, in the community. So you might be asking, what are the selections? So let's go ahead and look at the professors. Shout out to ChatGPT. I've been starting to use ChatGPT and figure out what I can use it for. This is low key dope. So Kai Cenat, Streamer University. These are the professors. They got DDG's whole fucking name on here. This is crazy. So I'm gonna just quickly read it off. We got DDG, Chris Next Door, Agent Zero. This is Kaya's real name? Yo, ChatGPT is federal. Cooking with Kaya, India Love, I'm the King of Fitness. Mind you, I don't know all of these people, by the way. I'm Dante, Marcus King, Duke Dennis, Cindy Gallup, Extra Emily, excuse me. Precherquis, Aim High, ZSMB Lou, OJ Suave, he's the guidance counselor, Funny Marco, and Benda Don. So, we got a couple of Instagram skitters over here in Benda Don and Funny Marco. Honestly, kind of expected Drewski to be on here if they're on there, but, you know, Big Drewski got, you know, Big Drewski be busy. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a lot of AMP world influence in here. Obviously, you got Agent, Chris Next Door. You know, you got Duke. Aim High is in that circle as well. Marcus King, I believe, is in that circle as well. Not as familiar with them. You know, other black content creators. We got I'm Dante on here. We got ZSMB Lou. We got some women. Most notably Cooking with Kaya and India Love. We got some, I believe she's the only Poggers representation, actually. I don't know who Cindy Gallup is. Maybe Cindy Gallup is one. But Extra Emily looks like she's the Poggers representation. But honestly, I like this list. I don't have too much complaints about the professors. This is right around the names I was expecting. If there was one that I'm kind of surprised he didn't involved in here, I guess just a little bit more Poggers influence, or maybe some more FaZe influence as well. I believe K-San was on this list, but somehow he isn't on here. That's ChatGPT not working as well. But I think he might be on here. I swear K-San was on this list. Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more FaZe influence, maybe Rage being involved in this. I don't know. I was expecting a little bit more of that, but very solid list. I don't have too much problems. Also for those, because I also saw this on the timeline as well. Let me just bring this up real quick, because I did the wrong thing here. Because people have been interacting with this tweet right here. Kai Cenat is facing backlash after releasing a Streamer University professor list with 0 white creators. First of all, let's just assume. Well, first of all, let's actually start here. Anyone watching this, do not take this account seriously. Jesus Christ. Listen, I get it. Like, it's on the account for being a jackass or whatever. But at a certain point, I gotta hold you accountable for being centelled. I gotta hold you accountable for not being internet literate, all these different things. KickChamp, if you go on their page, which I'm not gonna go to in case there's some crazy shit. KickChamp is a notorious shameless rage bait account. They literally just tweet out anything and everything to cause trouble, whatever is going to get them interactions. This is one of those accounts. So please do not take this account seriously. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. But also, let's just assume for a second that it is a legitimate account. First of all, it did just lie. First, here's K-San right here. I told y'all, I swear to God, I saw K-San. One, Aim High is white. So there's that. Extra Emily is Asian. So there's that. So this idea that he just selected black content creators is crazy. That's just a lie, first of all. But I'm going to be honest with you. A majority of Kai's friends are black content creators. A majority of Kai's circle is black people. His fan base is heavily black. Maybe not as it was before he went mainstream, but a majority of his fans are fucking black people. Like, that's just what it is. So just naturally, there's gonna be a lot of black people here. That's just what it is. Like, imagine if I was a Filipino streamer and I knew all the Filipinos in America. You know what I'm saying? Connected with all the top Filipino creators. I'm sorry. I'm going to lean heavy into my Filipino fan base, my Filipino creators, and there's gonna be a lot of Filipino creators if I were to host my own streamer university. If that was my circle, that's just what it is. White people would probably be doing the same if they hosted something similar, right? Matter of fact, if y'all know of some of these content creator events that already exist, there's a lack of representation on the other side. Vid Summit, VidCon, let's just keep it a buck. There's certain representations that's more prevalent in those events than other events. You know what I'm saying? There's certain demographics that are more welcome at DreamCon than at VidCon, and vice versa. But that's just what it is. That's just what it is. So let's go ahead and look at the students, because to be honest with you, this is where there was more pushback. I'm gonna get the full list right here because ChatGPT kind of cut it off. I'm not gonna read all the names. But a couple of people that I want to call out. Shout out to TK, friend of the show. TK made it. That's good picks. That's great picks. Couple people that I know here. Lightskin Monte, I've definitely seen his content. Janky Rondo was a really good pick. Shout out to Janky Rondo. Yeah, there's a couple of people here that I am also familiar with. Emily CC's the streamer that has streamed nonstop for 5 years, right? Mari, female streamer. However, do have a couple problems here. I personally think there's a couple of names on here that, in my opinion, just shouldn't be on here, because no one would have batted an eye if Kai either set them as professors or if Kai just allowed them to be on campus because they're associated with Kai. So I'm specifically talking about Reggie, assuming this is Reggie. I'm specifically talking about Rakai. I'm specifically talking about Deshae, even. I probably would even put Deshae on that list. There's certain creators on here that, in my opinion, shouldn't have been on here for the simple fact that they are just taking up space that could... Oh, Ray's on here. Asian Ray's on here as well. Like, these are people that, like, yo, Zeddy Will is on here. I think Punga's on here. Tylil's on here. Like, these people right here. Dez, I seen Dez up here somewhere. Bro, they should not be one of the people that got picked for this. And again, this may be a slight nitpick in all of this, but that's 7 to 8 creators that could have definitely used that opportunity that just didn't get picked because Kai wanted to, or whoever. I don't know if Kai or whoever decided to do this wanted to waste those roster spots on people that are already heavily associated with Kai. You know what I'm saying? So I do have a problem with that. I'm not gonna lie. But also, the amount of big content creators on here does not surprise me. Because one, in the application, because we went on the website on this podcast, it did state that, yo, this is not just for small streamers. You know, big streamers, big content creators are allowed to apply both as professors and as students. So that shouldn't have been a surprise to people that actually looked at the website. And I also think they are necessary. They are necessary. I mean, let's just keep it a stack, bro. Even in a typical high school, not everyone can be unpopular. Someone got to be popular, right? But also, I think these names are necessary because I believe the vision here is to create the biggest ecosystem of streaming content that's just gonna flood people's algorithm, right? We have seen this with AMP, period. We've seen that concept be taken to damn near a different level when FaZe did the FaZe-a-thon last year, right? We're seeing the AMP-verse be extended with the AMP G League, right? So now there's this universe being expanded from AMP to the AMP G League. There's a lot of coexistence within those communities, and it creates a cycle of more content to feed your fucking TikTok and IG Reel algorithms and YouTube Shorts algorithms, so that, you know, there's so much content being fed to you, and AMP and Kai's imprint, pause, is just going to be undeniable. It's going to be all over your feeds, right? So in that quest, adding big content creators like the professors is definitely absolutely necessary. But even in the student section, adding people like T Banks, adding people like Brooklyn Frost, Deshae, adding people like, you know, the Kai's Associates is crazy. Kai's friends, let me say that. I think Wendy Ortiz like has a really big following as well. From my understanding, Ash Alk has a big following. Mari has a big following. Let me see. I've seen a couple bigger names. Roud, I'm pretty sure he has a big TikTok following already. You know what I'm saying? Like these are just necessary names. Zeddy. Shout out to Kank too. I don't even know if people know about Kank. Kank, I don't know if he still does, but Kank is a former AMP editor. I'm glad Kank got an opportunity to be here, because he's definitely entertaining in front of the camera. But yeah, I don't have a problem with the big streamers being on here. Now, I do have some people complaining about the other selections. One, from my understanding, a decent amount of these people are actually small streamers, so I think it is a good sign that I'm looking at this list and I don't know a lot of these people. I think that is ultimately a good sign, and I don't think that's just me not knowing these people. I think a lot of these people are legitimately underground or up and coming, or, you know, trying to get their footing. I do think that's good. People have also called out the male to woman ratio, and I believe it's like 80-20. Do I have a problem with that? I would have added more women in there. I'm not gonna lie. Make it like a 65-35 deal. But I'm glad there's women representation in this as well. I forgot to bring this up. I think the biggest drama point in all of this is one specific snub. One specific snub. So as you can see, a lot of AMP people on here, right? All of Kai's close friends are on here. Zeddy, you know, Talil, Punga, Dez, right? Ray, Rakai, Reggie. The crew, the boys, they here. However, one name that has been causing a lot of drama is one Zoe Spencer. Zoe Spencer is a name that was left off of this list, and people are wondering, why is she not on here? And people are complaining about how she is not on here, because from the WL community, she is definitely one of the top women streamers. She's definitely connected enough to the Kaiverse to be in here. So why is she not in here? Is it unfair? Is it unfair? Well, apparently there's some personal stuff going on here as to why she didn't get selected. But also, I kind of get the sentiment as well of like, damn, so you not, like, everyone's invited but me. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's invited but me. But here's Zoe Spencer talking about the situation right here. All right? Let's go ahead and watch it here.
I did not get into the Streamer University. Yes, I applied for the Streamer University. I know I troll and I play a lot, but it's just my personality, you know? I'm a real person, and I mean well behind all people. Even people that hurt me, I give chance after chance, and that's in all my relationships, my friendships, everything. Like, and I wish people saw all of the good in me. I don't understand why I'm outcasted the way I am. I'm not a troublemaker. Yeah, I play, but don't we all play? Don't we all do the same thing? It gets to a point when it gets to a point sometimes. So everybody has a breaking point. You know what I mean? It gets tiring to me too. Like, I'm a human. Like, I get tired, bro. There's a narrative going around that me and Kai messed around. Not true. Absolutely not true. So, whatever narrative y'all got, y'all narrative could suck dick. Not true.
So, a part of the rumors as to why Zoe wasn't selected, that people were just making up, I ain't gonna lie, was that this had something to do with Kai's girl not being comfortable with Zoe Spencer being around Kai. And that's the reason why. You know what I'm saying? Why she wasn't picked. But Kai did explain, and we'll watch it here in a second, exactly why he made the decision. But let's go ahead and watch a little bit more of Zoe's side.
It's not about not getting in. And I hope that people don't think I'm some pussy, like, oh, this bitch mad because she didn't get in. And that it's not that. It feels so, like, it's when it feels personal. You know, like it's when you want to hurt somebody or you just try. Like, it's different when it's like, it's like handpicked, and it's just so spiteful. That's how I feel. When I saw Zeddy up there, and Zeddy's not a streamer. Zeddy streams with me, and then he just, he streams with people when they call him. That's when I knew, like, damn. I don't know what I did, y'all. Maybe I just don't deserve to be there. So, to get my name blocked in the chat, niggas can't even say my name.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Like, what did I do? Like, I don't know. I know sometimes I could be slick. Right? Sometimes. Or some shit could go misconstrued or whatever. But I don't harshly say things like to hurt somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do shit like that. Like, so appreciative of anything. I always thank people, and I always been so appreciative of everything. Literally. Very appreciative person.
All right. So, I will say this. I think if she felt as if she was a part of the collective, and, Kai's, hosting this event with all the collective, and this is essentially her way of finding out, we don't really fuck with you like that. Like, I do think that is fucked up. I do think that is fucked up. Is she entitled to a spot in Streamer University? Technically, no. But it's kind of like knowing that you the odd one out in the friend group. That never feels good. Never feels good. Never feels good. And I think she is valid to feel the way that she feels. However, Kai did go out and explain exactly why she didn't invite Zoe. So depending on, whoever's watching this, depending on you, Kai's justification may actually make sense. And Zoe isn't just seeing it. You know what I'm saying? But let's see. Let's see what Kai says here.
Read between the lines. No, listen. It started here. September 24th. In Atlanta. I ain't never say nothing, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm not holding this against you. I'm not putting it past you because I know who you are as a person. September 24th. Drewski show. I never got to tell you how that shit made me feel because of who you are and how your humor and like how you are as a person. Nigga, I dead ass for the first time. And my bad I didn't get to like talk about it with you, but like felt secondhand embarrassed, like felt embarrassed. If y'all see that clip, like at one point I told her to chill because like, bro, there was like a lot of going on. But you know, Zoe is like very, you know, she's very outgoing, she's very positive. That's her shit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna put that past her. But right there, something felt off. But like I didn't put that past her. I'm like, okay. Then it's none of my business. It's none of my business. This is how I'm looking at it, right? It's none of my business. Something happened with Zoe and the bros. That shit happened, that behind the scenes, that was some type of weird shit going on that's never been on the internet, none of that, and there's no reason for me to talk because you feel what I'm saying? That's their business. And I'm not gonna speak on that a few months ago. So now, Zoe, last time I seen Zoe was in September. Anything that I seen with Zoe was clips online. I need y'all to really do y'all research on a lot of shit. The shit that Zoe would say online, I would think she don't even fuck with me. I'm telling you, gang. I'm going to show an example. I'm going to show an example.
So, I think what Kai definitely said here kind of confirms that she was singled out, right? That there are personal reasons, because if it was truly a business, like a business reason, it made sense to pick Zoe. So there had to be something going on behind the scenes as to why she wasn't selected. And what Kai is saying here is that there was a specific moment where you made me, Kai, I'm just talking in his perspective, where you made me feel mad uncomfortable. And also the clips I've been seeing from you online makes it seem like you don't fuck with me. So if you don't fuck with me, then you don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with you. So you might be asking, what even are these clips? What even are these clips that Kai's talking about? What even was that moment? So apparently we got footage. This is the footage.
The fact that your man's is spilling shit on me. You got niggas spilling shit on me. You not protecting me. You're not doing shit, bro.
You spilled it on you?
He spilling on me. You're not doing nothing.
I just came.
Yo, that's real nigga shit, bro. You didn't even pull up with nothing. You a bum ass nigga.
Hey, don't talk to my dog like
fuck
that.
you, nigga.
I literally just got here.
Fuck you talking about?
Whoa.
Who you? Nigga.
Bro, she's crazy, bro.
Did you call me?
I apologize. Stop.
It was a prank on some Twitch shit. It was
Bro,
a prank.
cause you be wilding on me,
You
bro.
call me a bitch? You call me a bitch, nigga?
Yo, help, man.
Bro, y'all are aggressive.
No, Ben, fuck you, Ben. You call me a bitch, nigga?
Yo,
You calling me a bitch in front of all these motherfucking people, nigga?
Hey, cut it.
Fuck Cuddy. Nigga, fuck you. Nigga, I'm embarrassed you, nigga. You calling me a bitch in front of all these motherfuckers?
Yo, it's quiet.
I don't give a fuck if it's quiet. Fuck, I don't even see nobody, nigga. You calling me a bitch? Fuck is you talking about? Call me a bitch in front of all these motherfuckers.
Zoe, relax.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching.
I don't see nobody. I only see you calling me a bitch, nigga. Before I fucking bite you.
All right, Zoe.
Yeah.
Scene. Clap it up for Zoe, y'all.
Good job.
Okay, I'm sorry, bro.
You a bitch. Yeah, I locked in.
You locked in.
I locked in.
You locked in.
Yeah, she locked in.
So I don't know if Phantom just kind of saved the day here, day there to make it seem like, oh, they're just clip farming guys. But if I don't even know if Kai confirmed this clip, but if that truly is the clip, I ain't gonna lie. I do not take lightly for people who watch Let's Give You the Buck. I hold my friends to a higher standard than strangers. That's just what it is. And I feel like as a friend, I think it's one of your minimum duties to not embarrass another friend, especially in a public setting. Maybe that's just me, right? Like you can joke with the guys around you. You can joke if it's just us. But don't try to embarrass me in a public setting when you know what that's going to look like. Especially if we're live streaming it and we're in front of in front of millions of people in actuality. Don't do shit like that. Don't do shit like that. You out here cussing me out, calling me out my name in front of these people. And it looks like this is like a VIP section too. Man, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That is crazy. So Zoe talking about what I didn't do nothing. What did I do? Like I get why Zoe would feel the way that she did, but it may also be a case of like, yo, you gotta realize how you act around people, especially when you're streaming. And this is the problem with clip farming culture in general, but I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole again. But bro, you gotta realize how you act around people. And I've seen a decent amount of clips of Zoe. And I don't know if she's like this off camera, but she do be doing a lot. But like I think that's a meme with Zoe at this point. Is that when she gets on camera and get the clip farming, she be doing too much. Biting Duke Dennis, the whole Reggie situation, right? Like, it's just, she definitely do got a stigma on her. Is it fair for that stigma to always stick? I don't know. But, I do want to give Kai additional bail here because he did also mention that, there's some off-camera shit that's going on with her and the bros that isn't on camera at all. You know what I'm saying? And here's another clip of Kai talking about the clips where he felt as if like Zoe didn't even want to be around him anymore. So let's go ahead and watch this right here.
When I see shit like this,
Yeah, y'all ain't never gonna see me with Kai again, boy. And it ain't on no beef shit, it ain't on no funny shit. Y'all just ain't. Y'all get it though. We all get it though. I'm not being messy. It's funny. Damn, I miss you. I'm not even saying nothing wrong. He's in a relationship. It's okay. That's why I'm saying y'all ain't never gonna see me again. That's all I'm saying. It's nothing funny. It's funny.
what's wrong with that is, why would you automatically assume that you would never be on my stream again because of me being in a relationship? It makes no sense. Y'all talk about you trolling. Let me put y'all on more game. The trolling, the slick shit, I've dealt with that with so many people within this shit. Y'all see, everybody that really watch me, people would say something and be like, I'm trolling. I be minding my business, and I literally be getting shot, stoned. It's like, damn. It's like
that shit. That clip farming shit gets old. That trolling shit does get old, especially if you're in the middle of it. For real. So, honestly, I kind of get where Kai. I get where Kai is.
When I see shit like this,
my bad. I get where Kai is coming from. I also get where Zoe's coming from. But yeah, that's been the talk of the town. Was Zoe snubbed? Did Zoe deserve to get snubbed? And things of that nature. Well, I think for Zoe, this definitely was a eye-opening moment in terms of where you lie in the sand in terms of y'all friendship, or at least from a business perspective. Can't speak on how y'all are as friends, but yeah, this is one of those moments where, okay, we know what time it is. Yeah, we know what time it is. I know how you feel about me. Okay. So now this is how, I gotta move around you. This is how I gotta move around you. Yeah, apparently some of the streamers just don't even stream. Not even stream, because he said if you're not a streamer, you can still be in it. Some of the content creators don't even be making enough content to be in here, so I'm just kind of questioning the selection process here, exactly what went through. But ultimately, when you do stuff like this is one of those you can't please everyone type of things. You will anger people. It's like the NBA version of making a top 50 list. You will piss people off if you don't have their guy as high as they believe they should. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. But let's go ahead and keep it pushing. The next thing I want to talk about, still kind of sort of AMP related, is about Ray and his Adidas sponsorship. So, for those who don't know, Ray, ever since his return from Taiwan, low-key been in the sponsorship bag. I've seen him in a bait pad lately, and more notably, I've seen him in a Adidas ad lately with friend of my show, Gilbert Arenas. Right? This is cool. Made a little basketball video, a little basketball challenge video, starring Ray. Seen a couple of TikToks, short form content pieces from it as well. But yeah, it seemed like Ray got some sort of deal with Adidas. I don't know exactly where people got that it was a long-term deal or whatever, but apparently that shit is cooked. That shit is cooked. So you might be asking exactly why. Well, apparently Rage, who's another person who allegedly has an Adidas deal, he actually went on like Adidas campus All-Star weekend to stream with Damian Lillard. Like that's one of the telling signs that he has something with Adidas. And Ray had this specific interaction on Instagram. So this is on Jason DeWeen's post. And Rage comments a bunch of Asian-related emojis. And here is Ray responding back with some monkey emojis. Jeez. So this is Ray talking about it.
We are fucking cooked. We officially lost our sponsorship. GG's. Rage, say bye to Adidas. Say bye to Adidas sponsorship, bro. We are fucking cooked. The way we be on the internet shit, we are cooked. But me, I don't give a fuck. I never give a fuck. Feel me? Oh my god! We are fucking cooked.
So I think that this says a lot about the big time streamers in general, in my opinion. Because I think it says a lot about how much money they're making. That they can just, we just lost an Adidas sponsorship. We're cooked. I guess we can just keep it pushing. Like, I think it says a lot about the money they make. But I think it also says a lot about the content that they need to continue making, because this is the bed that they lay in. One, I don't even think this was necessary. So this may not be the best example for this, but a lot of this side of the internet is definitely childish, definitely edgy, definitely not serious. And they're just kind of reckless with how they move about the internet. It's gotten a little bit better now. But my goodness. Was it worth I really do want to ask Ray, was it worth it losing an Adidas sponsorship over because you wanted to comment monkey emojis? Was it like respectfully, this ain't losing a VPN deal, right? This is Adidas. Like there's certain companies, chat, when you get sponsored by them, it really does feel like you're on a different level because this is reserved for, you know, A-list celebrities, A-list athletes, all of that, right? Adidas is one of them. Nike is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Getting sponsored by Microsoft is one of them. Getting sponsored by Nvidia isn't like certain companies. If you get sponsored, you know, damn. So you get sponsored by Dolce & Gabbana, you know, like certain brands definitely ring off just a little bit better. Are you willing to risk that because you want to get monkey emojis off? Like, what the fuck? I don't know. And I guess it does speak to how Twitch streamers make their money, right? And ultimately, these motherfuckers make their money off of fan-funded stuff. They make their money off of YouTube AdSense. And, you know, they're not as strict on like specific words being said and specific phrases being said in videos. I get you can get like yellow marked and demonetized on YouTube still, but all in all, as long as it's not like repeated things that you're saying in a video, and you know there's still workarounds with it too, right? Like you can censor stuff, bleep stuff out, and still get your shit off. Like there's definitely workarounds with it. That just speaks to how they're making their money, and also, you know, being subsidized by Kai also helps in this regard, because I'm pretty sure he's still living in the house that Kai paid for. So this is just the luxury of being one of them ones. Is Ray an industry plant? I don't know if this is the right conversation to have that, but he's not the only one that's been losing his sponsorships as well. Apparently, according to AK, after Aiden Ross's comments about Doechii, he's been losing brand deals as well. So let's hear our AK here.
You know what's crazy? Oh my God, I'm so mad at AK. My PR was finally getting better. I had 2 deals lined up. Same with DD. I was talking to him. He lost both my deals. On God.
They fucked up DDG shit yesterday, didn't they?
Yes, bro. They fucked up my shit, his shit. Like I had an ad deal too I was gonna do. Bro, I'm mad as fuck. I was like, fuck. Like, it's not even about the money. It's just because like I want to do it because it's like, damn, it was a big ad. It was a big deal. So it's like, fuck. But
wait,
all good, man.
I know you're not gonna say what it is, but I also seen Ray from AMP. He said he lost his Adidas deal. Yo, could you really be yourself?
Ray lost his Adidas deal because he commented you're under your age and called him a monkey, but like use monkey emojis. Because your age put like Chinese shit under the comments, and he replied with like monkeys. That's like why. So you know, like Adidas and them, they don't play that shit. Like Rage lost his deal originally because of that whole clip, the Kevin clip, right? But yeah, bro. I mean, that's just the way it is, bro. That's the reality of how the world works. I mean, you know how it is, bro.
Yo, I think Kai is.
Well, I think being on the internet and being more unregulated and more authentic on the internet is a gift and a curse. It truly is. It's one of those things where like you can say a lot of shit on the internet that you can't get away with on like, you know, TV platforms and more traditional platforms. But ultimately, you just got to be responsible for your words. And I will say this. I guess I'm glad that Aiden and Ray aren't bitching about it. And I'm glad that they've just kind of accepted reality when it comes to it. And I guess I'm also glad that they're making enough money so that when they lose brand deals of this caliber, they're just chilling. But as a person who's not making that money, my bad if this sounds off as shut up and dribble ish. But man, was it really that important to get that shit off? Was it really that important to get that Doechii hate off? Was it really that important to, I don't know, clip farm on Instagram? Does that say a lot about what you need to do to become viral? That you need to do these cancelable things? And I don't think they're getting canceled over this, by the way. I think they're perfectly fine. But yeah, I don't.
You know what's crazy?
I'd be pissed. That's what I'd say. I'd be pissed to lose sponsorships over shit that was just like mad avoidable. Yeah, that's more so where I'm coming from. I'd be mad to lose bread over shit that was just mad avoidable. Like ultimately, that's where I'm coming from, bro. Imagine losing, because let's just say these deals were $200,000 a piece. Chat, imagine losing $200,000 because you hated Doechii so much, right? Like imagine losing $300,000, $400,000 from fucking Adidas because you wanted to get monkey emojis off. Like is like really? Is it that hard? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't fucking know. I don't know. All right, let's go to move on to the next topic here. And we're going to stay on the edgy content conversation a little bit here, but on the other side of things. So, I tell you, I keep up with a lot of content creators and how they move. I believe I'm a tier 1 pocket watcher. I believe I'm a tier 1 what you got going on watcher, however you want to call it. And I've been keeping tabs with certain content creators and how they move. I want to call out the 4 horsemen of edgy content. Okay? One is Aiden. One is Sneeko. Another one is FouseyTube. And another one is Neon. When we talked about kick streaming a year or two ago, along with Jack Doherty, those were the 4 horsemen of kick streaming. All those negative connotations about what kick streaming is, kick streaming was, were heavily associated with how those 4 people were moving on that platform. You can toss in Myron and Byron in there as well. And Sneeko, I think he was more of a Rumble guy, so I'll give him a little bit of bail. But essentially what I'm talking about is when it comes to edgy streamers, you know what I'm saying? Red pill streamers, immature brain rot streamers. Those 4 or 5 people were at the head of the helm when it comes to that type of shit. Right? However, I've definitely seen a shift in 2025 with how those guys have been moving. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up his TikTok here real quick.
I'm going currently.
I don't care about you right now, Austin Rivers. Respectfully. But FouseyTube, after those numerous times of having mental breakdowns, going on and off his meds, it seems like, well, he may be on his meds. That may be a part of it. But one, I don't even know if Fousey's streaming anymore. But Fousey's content on TikTok is some of the most refreshing content I've seen, specifically from Fousey because of his history. Because it is all wholesome. It is all not toxic. It's just good content. I don't know. Like let's just watch one of them, right? Let's just watch one.
Today, I'm gonna show you how I use Chipotle to stay summer ready by ordering off of their secret menu. Come on. I will just take a bowl of rice and a tortilla, please. White. The truth is, I would never actually trust Chipotle to get me summer ready, as they're too inconsistent with their portion sizes. That's why.
Like, I don't want to get copyrighted here, but the whole video is literally just him talking about his Chipotle order and how he makes it at home, and how he gets certain ingredients from Costco. And as you can see, the comment section, right? Why can't he stay like this? Let's see how long this version of Fousey lasts. This guy changes every year, bro. I'm pretty sure that's what this person meant. Fousey delves into insanity and gets jacked insane. This cycle has happened 4 different distinct times now, right? You can even go here, right?
I know what you're thinking. Fousey, you're bald. What are you doing?
I think this is just him, like, you know, getting his beard cut. Calm Fousey is the way to go. Can Fousey genuinely stay like this for good? Like, it is literally a running joke in his comment section that, like, yo, it seems like Fousey's mellowed out, but the question is, how long can he stay, right? There's people like Sneeko who have also tried to make a more centered pivot this year. That shit kind of backfired after he went back to streaming with Kanye. And all, at least in my opinion, when you associate with Kanye, you definitely made a fucking decision, to me. But, you know, he even had a phase this year of doing daily vlogs on Twitter, moving back to New York. And you can just tell with his content, at least, you know, during that time period, that, like, he was acknowledging that a lot of his content, you know, was rage bait. A lot of it was divisive. A lot of it was, you know, made to anger people. But now he's in a phase where he's trying to fix his PR. He's trying to fix his PR. He is trying to, you know what I'm saying, become more centered, not as extreme as he once was. Now completely different. But that was a big pivot that Sneeko was trying to make this year. Neon was also streaming with Kanye, but I think Sneeko and Kanye's ties are definitely much stronger than Neon's. But Neon is another streamer that, again, when you thought of, you know, kick streamers that you just cannot fucking deal with, like, Neon was at the top of that list at one point. But Neon's definitely mellowed out as well. He's been trying to fix his PR. He's gone on events with, well, first of all, he's been accepted to a couple of events with Twitch streamers recently. But he has also acknowledged, another creator that's acknowledged some of the wrongs in his past. So all the rage baiting he was doing, all the negativity that he was spewing out in this world, and that he wants to change for the better. Another one is Aiden. Again, compared to years ago, Aiden right now is much more mellowed out. You know, much more chill, right? He understands that him being the edgelord, the red pill dude that he was a couple years ago, not only is affecting him, but is also going to affect the type of content that he can make, also affecting the opportunities that he can. Well, I'll dive into that here in a second, but, you know, him being the content creator that he once was, if he continued that, he wasn't going to get unbanned on Twitch, which would then lead to him not being able to make content with his friends. Like, all this different shit, right? And I just find that so interesting. That, like, these dudes are just all trying to fix their PR at the exact same time. Because when we were calling them out at their peak, we all fucking told them this was going to happen. We all ask, was it worth it to be red-pilled edgelords if it meant burning a bunch of bridges and if it meant making your life harder? Was it worth it? Did they actually make the change in the world that they wanted to? Or did they just profit off of things that were going to happen anyways, and you just added fuel to the fucking fire? Or did you make things worse with their actions, if anything? right? Because now y'all are trying to fix your PR. Now y'all are on some, I'm trying to protect my peace. You know, I'm trying to escape the toxicity. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, not be as extreme. You didn't have a problem when you was extreme and making all that fucking money. But I think what has happened now is, like I said, when you make content that burns a lot of bridges, when it's not brand friendly to the point where you're getting banned on platforms like YouTube, on platforms like Twitch. Now you got to go on these off-brand platforms, try to monetize that way. And a lot of your living is going to be based off of fan-funded content like super chats, like subs. You know, there's not going to be much ad revenue on these platforms, if any. You know, can't get brand deals, none of that. And now that the tides have shifted where that content is now stale, where that content is now not popping, your revenue is now directly tied to, you know, your content. You can only get so extreme to the point where it does get tiring. You can only burn so many bridges to the point where you are forced to try to pivot back and repair your PR, which is much easier said than done with all the things that these people have done. And or with the case with Sneeko, now you're trying to fix your PR. Now you're trying to go back to your roots. And you can't, first of all, your fucking discography is deleted on YouTube when you had 1 million subs. And now you got to upload those exact same high quality videos on Twitter and make jack shit from those videos because Twitter pays pennies. That's just what it is, bro. That's just what I think ultimately the lesson to be learned from here for my aspiring content creators out there is please think more long term. Which is crazy because these people have much bigger platforms to actually think about the long term game because they've committed so much to their brand. But please think about the long term game just a little bit more. Especially if you're doing and aspiring to do content full time. That comes with full time responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? The job market is fucking hard out there, right? And especially if you've been a full-time content creator for years, the experience that you once had becomes less and less valuable as the day goes by. So once you're 8 years into YouTube and you haven't worked a job in your life outside of that, the job experience that you had 8 years ago, that shit don't matter anymore. So if you fall off on year 10, how are you going to find a job? Outside of like a marketing job, maybe if they accept your experience, right? That's ultimately my advice because we are seeing right now the repercussions of not becoming brand friendly, not becoming edgy. And at the end of the day, I consider content as a vehicle. Some people definitely, you know, take the impact aspect of it to heart. But for a lot of people, content is an opportunity to make a living doing the thing that you love, making a career out of it. And that is a privilege. That is absolutely a privilege. So don't take that shit for granted. And if you ever get to full-time status, take care of it like it's a fucking baby. Take care of it like it's your baby. Don't play around with your PR. Right? Don't play around with relationships. And that doesn't mean to not have morals. I'm not saying to sell out. Cause that's what this clip is gonna be taken. So you So you're just telling people to not stand on their morals. Right, B-Souls? That's what you're saying? Well, one, maybe your morals do got to get checked depending on the things that you're talking about. That's just one. And two, I think ultimately this is all an opportunity for us to get fucking bread in a environment where it's hard to get bread. And I just hate to see motherfuckers fuck that up for some bullshit, for some avoidable bullshit. I guess that's the main thing that's really been messing with the topics that we've been talking about today. Bro, do not fuck shit up over avoidable bullshit. You know, unavoidable shit happens. But the things that piss me off is when people fuck up the bag for avoidable bullshit. I've been trying to figure out the words in this podcast. I figured it out. I'll say it again. Do not fuck up the bag over avoidable bullshit. Please. Please. And because the justification is that the bullshit drives money. That's why they justify doing the bullshit. When that money dries off. Okay. Okay. Because I think delivery is also everything, right? I think delivery is also everything. I'm a firm believer. There's a couple of takes that you're going to have a really tough time to get this off. But I believe a majority of people in life, and even on the internet, it's about the delivery of how you say things. So if you say things in a articulate way, if you say things in a non-toxic manner, you can truly have any and all the conversations that you want to have, because people are going to understand that it's coming from a place of, you know, genuine curiosity. It's going to come from a place where, you know, you're not trying to be toxic. You're trying to have actual discourse. But with the way the people that I'm talking about have moved around, I could have just seen a world chat where these people could have got the exact same talking points they got off, just delivered it different. Sneeko could have never got banned on YouTube, right? Sneeko could have never got banned on YouTube. He could have been one of the Twitch streamers, right? Same thing with Fousey. You know, he could have stayed on Twitch. He could have continued his YouTube career. Same thing with Aiden. I think there's a world where Aiden doesn't get banned. And even right now, I think it's impressive that he's still competing with them. But there's a world where Aiden doesn't get banned on Twitch. He doesn't end up going on Kick. He's able to continuously grow on more mainstream platforms like Twitch and YouTube. And we're talking about Aiden being a bigger star than he is right now. Right now. Because it's not like, because let's keep it a stack. A lot of these people definitely lean towards conservative talking points. It's not that you can't get conservative talking points off on Twitch or on YouTube. Like, people like Candace Owens still exist on YouTube, right? People like Brett Cooper exist on YouTube. There's conservative platforms that exist on YouTube. But when you just take it up a notch, when you just gotta, you just gotta go out there with hoods on, right? You just gotta do that. You just gotta let off a hard R, right? Like, it's shit like that where it's like, bro, you're fucking up your own bag when you don't have to. That's where I get pissed. But I guess I shouldn't, because, hey, you're a grown-ass man who made your decisions. You just gotta lay in it. You just gotta lay in it. With that being said, let me go ahead and end this podcast with my creator tip of the week. I need a soundboard for this creator tip of the week. All right, man. Let me close this pod off. Creator tip of the week. Be more intentional with how you use social media. Be more intentional with how you use social media. I think one of the biggest mistakes that I even currently make to this day, and I feel like a lot of people do, a lot of aspiring content creators, you going on social media, scrolling, please do not justify you continuously consuming social media as market research, as you studying other people's content. Because I'm telling you, there is a difference between actually doing market research and studying other people's content and just mindlessly scrolling and justifying that in your head. I know what it looks like to spend the next 1 hour looking at, I don't know, Kai Cenat's channel, what his titles, what his thumbnails are looking like, how he's editing his videos, how he's introducing clips, all of that. And just, you know, going on TikTok, continuously scrolling, and every time I see a Kai Cenat clip, just mindlessly studying it, it's a difference. Okay? It's a difference. Be more intentional with how you use social media. Because again, not all of it is market research. That's a funny bailout to just continuously using social media. But again, it's something that I still do to this day. It's something that I can work on. It's honestly a tip for myself. It's honestly a tip for myself. I also just see way too many people not spend enough time actually creating. I think one of the biggest traps, and I hope, this is why I talk more about topical stuff on here than actual how-tos. One of the biggest traps in social media is the how-to tutorial rabbit hole, right? You listen to all these gurus, you listen to all these experts, you watch all these tutorials on how to grow on YouTube, and even on the content side. You keep on making that shit. Oh, this is, because I've been seeing like a bunch of underground streamers get it off on TikTok. If you're an underground streamer, this is really what you got to do. And, you know, one video pops off for them. The next 10 videos are not about how to grow a streamer. I'm sorry to tell you, if your goal is to become the next Kai Cenat, that is not going to be from how to grow as a streamer videos. That's just, I'm sorry. That's just not what it is. That's just not what it is. But I know a lot of y'all actually want to be a Kai Cenat streamer. That's not going to come from tutorial videos. I'm sorry. That's just the reality of the situation. But, damn, where was I going with that? Jesus fuck. Where was I going with that? I don't even know where I was going with that anymore. Oh, tutorial stuff. Yeah. You keep on watching these tutorials, you keep on watching these how-tos, and ultimately you just never act on anything. You just never act on anything. When the hour or two, for some 5+, I get really bad with it. That time that you spent mindlessly scrolling on TikTok, mindlessly watching YouTube videos, one, you probably didn't retain any of those notes that you were taking notes of for real. You can't recall a single fucking video that you watched. For real. Right? But also, you could have spent that time actually creating. Or you could have spent that time actually living experiences. Because I think a majority of, I'll put it out there. I think a majority of content creation is built off of our life experiences and that translating to our content one way or another. Especially if you're a podcaster, especially if you're a streamer. You know, you gotta have shit to do. You gotta have shit to talk about. And unless you're literally, and even then, like if you're talking about topical stuff like news, right? Or sports. I still think having IRL experiences, I still think going out there will help you even in that field. But also just from a source of inspiration. I swear, all I need to do is go on a walk. All I need to do is go on a drive. All I need to do is literally go to the grocery store and just walk around and buy a couple things. And ideas will just start flying. Like really good ideas will just start coming to my mind. Ideas that I couldn't figure out when even in these sessions, I literally sit down and try to figure out what's the next idea. Right? So I guess the better tip here is that sometimes the best thing you can do as a content creator is to not make content, is to not be on social media. Sounds counterintuitive, but artists have been doing it for the longest, right? The best artists in the world, they're not in the studio 24/7. They may have seasons where it's album mode, right? That's what they call it. It's album mode season. You know, we're locked the fuck in. But those years gaps between Kendrick albums, you know, that 1 or 2 year gap between your favorite artist's last album and their next album, a part of the artistic process is living experiences, is finding things to talk about, is finding new perspectives, is hearing new perspectives. That's just a part of the game. That's just a part of the game. But I think I'm going to close it off right there, chat. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Sipping with Souls, episode 69, with your host with the most, B Souls, right? And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.